guys, Becca Scoops here. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for joining me. I'm just making a quick impromptu video. I did have a live stream yesterday. It was just for fun. It was a fun thing. But I wanted to go over an update on a special announcement that went on. That'll be more towards the end of this video. So hang on or fast forward, whatever you need to do. But I wanted to address some things about Gypsy Rose Blanchard that I really didn't address yesterday and just pondered some stuff overnight. And so, for those of you that are new, about 3 weeks ago on August 22nd, Gypsy Rose Blanchard made a farewell video to the internet. And basically, it was like a 45-minute diatribe. And she announced that for her mental health, for her baby, that it would be better if she just left social media altogether. And she spent 45 minutes explaining to us why she needed to do that. And that was 3 weeks ago. Then yesterday, lo and behold, she shows up on a live stream with her BFF Bree, where she makes the announcements that she is going to be like a cockroach. She's going to be like a pest, and no one can get rid of her. All right. So I wanted to show that clip, and then I wanted to make some comments on it. So in case you missed it, or maybe this is just a repeat and you want to hear my my thoughts on it, that's what we're going to do. All right, let's go ahead and bring up that video.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to reactivate my account. I'm not going to let them win. I am not trying to be an influencer like I used to try to do. I'm not doing all that. But just to have my account, because there's so many fake accounts. And sadly, there are some of my friends that even think that these fake accounts are me.
Okay, no, people that are your friends, I'm just going to make this comment. If they're your friends, then they know I'm not even your friend, and I know the fake accounts aren't you, and because they don't have the 9+ million followers. So, and then your real friends would know that you're not on social media, and they would see those accounts with, 5,000 followers or whatever it is, and obviously that's not you. It's a bizarre statement. I'm not sure why she made it. I'm not sure what the logic is there.
And there's just so many of them. There's hundreds on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. So I'm like, but there's only one with 9.4 million followers.
And by the way, she used to have over 10.3 million followers. And so she's losing followers by the day.
And everybody knows that is mine. So I'm like, I'm going to keep these accounts open just because it's like that's the ones that are for sure people know is my account.
And just a side note here, I've been told over on TikTok, especially where she has those 9+ followers, 9 million+ followers, that if you don't reactivate your account every 30 days, it's gone. So she is in the space right now where, this week it would have been gone. So she needed to do something. And most people that follow Gypsy Rose already predicted, oh, well, she may be gone for a minute, but it's not going to be 30+ days, because then she would lose the account altogether. Meaning her whole diatribe, 45 minutes, I'm leaving the internet, was never for real.
And not these fake ass people putting out shit every day that's fake.
Exactly.
Girl, this is what I got to say about all that.
This woman, we don't need to listen.
I went looking for you. I love your content. I love your paintings. I was going to go buy a painting from you, and you were gone. I was like, no.
I mean, shit, Gypsy, look at me. I've lost 7 accounts.
I know.
7 accounts, just because being friends with you, and speaking to you. And it's like, at the end of the day, man, these motherfuckers, they ain't getting rid of me. Not today, baby. They ain't getting rid of me.
I want them to
do whatever
know
the
that
fuck
I'm
I
going to be
want.
the cockroach that they pest control and a nuclear bomb can't take out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to irritate the fuck out of you because I'm that bitch.
Okay, so there it is. I'm going to be the cockroach. I'm going to be the pest. I'm going to whatever the fuck out of you, you know. So she's going to be the pest that bothers the fuck out of everybody. So that was her message. So August 22nd, there was a tearful goodbye. The one statement, I have a video of it. It's called Leave Me the Fuck Alone. She's crying, leave me the fuck alone, leave my daughter alone, la, 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 la. And now it's, I'm going to be a cockroach. I'm going to be the pest that annoys the fuck out of you. Okay. All right. I'm just showing a pattern of behavior here. There's a pattern here that goes on. But the thing that really, really got to me the most and that I had to ponder the most wasn't this quote. It was this other thing that she mentioned. And this is about how her and Ken have decided to stop drinking, not just stop drinking, never drink again. Now, most of us would say, well, that's healthy. That's what's wrong with that? There's a lot wrong with that. And I'm going to get into that after you listen to the clip. Okay. So bear with me here. I'm going to get the clip up and then I'm going to tell you what I think is going on here. And it's kind of scary. Okay. Here's that clip.
What I was like on alcohol since I never drank before, and now kind of seeing my experience with it, I tend to be unhinged, just stupid, and you know, my worst moments I think have been off of parole have been because I've been drunk. And so I am just choosing, both Ken and I are choosing to completely like get rid of any alcohol and honestly just live.
Now, let me preface this. What spurred this comment on was one of the cult members there on panel. I don't know which one, might have been the Shira one, said that I'm coming down to see you, Gypsy. We're going to go blah, blah, blah. You know, we're going to go party. And I think that's a 50-something-year-old woman. It doesn't matter how old she is. But anyways, that's what spurred on the conversation of Gypsy giving her cult members, her BFFs, a head up that this isn't gonna, I'm not doing this. And so let's listen.
Seeing my experience with it, I tend to be unhinged, just stupid, and you know, my worst moments I think have been off of parole have been because I've been drunk. And so I am just choosing, both Ken and I are choosing to completely like get rid of any alcohol and honestly just live a sober life, like never drink again.
Never drink again. Wow. I've got some things to say about this. Now, listen. To say that you and your partner have decided you're never going to drink again means this. If you don't have a problem with alcohol, if you don't have a problem with substances, there need be no conversation. It's not on your radar. If you drink just socially and it's not something that has become an issue in your life, you'd never make a statement like this. This means something has gone on behind the scenes, either with one or both of them, where this has become a huge issue, in my humble opinion. If you know anyone that has struggled with substances or alcohol or anything like that, then you know this to be true, that at first, what people say, either to themselves or to their loved ones, when alcohol or substances becomes an issue is this kind of language. Look, I am just never going to touch that stuff again. I'm just never going to do it again. And with most things in life, if you decide not to do something ever again, there's could be a high percentage, depending on what it is, that maybe you won't, but not when it comes to alcohol and substances. Why I'm saying that is because that's a whole different animal when you're dealing with alcohol or substances. That you can, if you are truly an alcoholic or an addict, you cannot swear it off. You cannot say Scout's honor, I will never do it again. In that moment, you might be speaking honestly, but what we know about alcoholism and substance abuse as a disease, it's a disease, and it's not something you can handle on your own. Excuse me. It's not something you can swear off on your own. And so it's very concerning that this is the conversation that they've had together. And what brought them to that conversation? Well, issues with it, either with both or one. It got so bad that they had to have a discussion to talk about the problem. So that's my whole point to this. I think she talks a little bit more about this. I think so. Let's add the clip back to the stage.
I respect that.
You were never like that around me
Gypsy,
if you were drinking.
but you know what? Honestly,
But it's 'cause you weren't
anybody who gets intoxicated, they do.
Just over it. Like, I don't like how
your lashes are gonna
he just
make you fly away. You're like 60. I'm like 60. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
my stomach hurts and then my head is spinning. I don't like that feeling.
Yes.
Now, the first night that I, got off of parole, that was fun. I blacked out. We can chalk it up to it's
People that black out, that's an issue. That's an issue.
crossed off the bucket list. I got shit faced. Now that it's done, I'm just like, okay, I'm over it. I don't ever want to do this again. And even whenever
Now we saw when Gypsy, in case you don't know, we also saw when Gypsy went to Austin, they were bar hopping, they were drunk. So I don't know what actually, how much drinking went on behind the scenes or possibly other substances. I don't know. I'm not there, but I do know and recognize this kind of language. And this comes from a place where it's become a very big problem in your life.
I just get like a little buzz. I don't like how I'm not in control of my emotions.
I swear, I had the worst luck with this.
And so supposedly she gets out that she's claiming that once she got out of prison, that these were her first experiences with alcohol. And so it's gotten so bad that you have decided you can never drink again. And I don't know who the problem's with it. She's portraying it in the public, and she had to say it to her friends. I'm surprised she said it on a live stream, because she could have said it privately to her friends. Look, I'm not, because when the one woman was talking about coming up, we're going to come up, let's go to the bar. And that's when Gypsy was like, look, Ken and I are never, ever going to drink again. All right. There's a few other things I wanted to go over that are very, very interesting. So let me bring that stuff up. All right. The other issue that Gypsy was lamenting about before she left social media was money issues. And at one point, she said she only had $50 in her checking account. At another point, where she decides to start this blown beauty art, in one comment, she says the reason that she's doing it is because she needs money, and that it's become so dire that the formula costs $60 a pop. And, she was trying to get sympathy for that. And so that kind of language tells me that they were having money issues. Now, was that true or not? I don't know. It's what she was saying. But why I bring it up is because, sorry, guys, I've been a little ill. Why I bring it up is because Gypsy, on the 22nd, when she made that video leaving the internet, she had cut her hair really, really short. Okay. And we've seen Gypsy, one of her very odd quirks is issues with her hair. She's constantly changing it, cutting it, dyeing it, doing something to it. I mean, she's manic with her hair. It's just very bizarre. And we've also seen her wear wigs, which is kind of interesting because if you remember when she was younger, she claimed that one of the cruelties was that her mom shaved her head. And I'm not discounting that, but then she would wear these wigs. And you would think wearing a wig would be kind of a trigger to her past, to that time in her life where that was so traumatic for her. But no, Gypsy came back to the internet with another new look. And because she had cut her hair so short, we're talking she bought a wig. Now, why is that interesting? Well, I'm going to tell you why it's interesting, and it has to do with how much it cost. So here we have, thanks to GRB Snark, Traditional Cat 8120 posted this over in the GRB Snark. This is the picture of when Gypsy first came back yesterday to the internet on her TikTok account, and she was making kind of like this promotion or promoting this wig company. So we know where she got her wig. So I went ahead and went over to that website to see, well, how much do these wigs cost? Well, get ready. Get ready. How much do you guys think? How much do you think a wig like that costs? Well, if you said around $2,500, you would be correct. Now, not all of them cost that much. Some are just $2,000. Some go as low as $1,800. But this is a high-end wig place. You have to make a consultation. I don't have the clip, but I listened to a clip where Gypsy's talking about her new wig. She loves it, by the way. And she talks about how it has special shampoo and special detangler and how the woman crafted the cut just for her. And yeah, for $2,500, I hope you got what you wanted, because it's her right to buy a wig for $30,000 if she wants to. The point is, what happened from 3 weeks ago where she had no money, she could hardly buy formula, and now she's bought a $2,500 wig. It's interesting. It's interesting. What is going on here? I don't know. You guys give me a comment. What do you guys think is going on any of this stuff? All right. Another very interesting thing that Gypsy posted, one of the first things she posted today, was this mom morning video. And I've got it muted because it just has some weird music to it, but you'll get the flavor of what's going on here. Let me back it up. There you go. Mom mornings. She's got her expensive wig on, making some coffee. She's got the coffee made out. It's riveting stuff, just riveting. I don't understand videos like this. I don't understand why. I don't know why you. That creamer is pretty sweet. She's adding sugar. That's fine. It's sweet though. It's already sweet, but okay. So now she's just hanging out, very relaxing, very copacetic, beautiful life. Oh, first diaper change. How cute. First diaper change. Let's do that. Let's do a diaper change. Everything is so nice and neat and perfectly put together. Just, oh, let's make a bottle in our very expensive baby barista, because you got to have a baby barista, whatever that thing is called. It looks expensive to me. All right. I didn't have that when I had my kids. I probably would have wanted one, but I probably couldn't afford it. But yeah. So there she goes. Gonna feed the baby. And while I was watching this, guys, I was thinking, and there she go. Of course, she has the baby in the video, which comment. It's always, are we showing the baby or we're not showing the baby? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, to be honest with you. Either just say you're going to be a mommy vlogger, get it over with and show the baby, or don't. But the whole thing of showing everything but the baby's face, what's the point? Anyways, as I was watching this, and this is this huge playpen. She's got another video. I'm not going to play it because it's really, really boring, of her putting together this super huge playpen. By the way, she bought it on Amazon. It was $110. A little pricey, Again, buying things. Gypsy, I think she may be a compulsive shopper. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, but she does get a lot of new things. And there have been rumors that she wears one outfit and then throws it away. I don't know where that rumor came from. I can't confirm it, but that she is a spendthrift, basically. Okay, so that's the video. And you guys, I got to be honest with you. When I was watching that video, I was like, please give me a break. I know I haven't had babies for a long time. My kids are grown. But I thought about that video and I thought, I wonder if there's a video out there that would give you guys the flavor of what my mornings were like with my kids. Now, there's 7 years between my first son and my second son, and then only 18 months between number 2 and number 3. And so, yeah, my mornings weren't like that. I did find a video. I wanted to share it with you because I wanted to show what reality is, really. If you've been a mom, you know what real life is. And it's from this movie called Tully. I haven't seen the movie, but I love the trailer. And I'm like, oh my God, that's me. That was me. All right, here we go. That's me on the couch. Okay. That's my kids. All right. This is what was going on here. Let me fast forward a little bit. That was me. That's it. Oh gosh. Right. And then this, I'm pregnant again. I remember when I found out I was pregnant with number 3, I'm like, oh my God, here we go. That was me. That was me. That was me. That's how I probably did that. I'm like, whatever, what's happening? So that's what, if I was 30 something years old now and making these videos like these get ready or my mom mornings or what the fuck they're ever called, that's what my video would have looked like. I would have said, you know what? Let's post some reality, shall we? Shall we post some reality? I mean, I don't know what she's trying to prove with those kind of videos. It's just, maybe it's just I'm too old. I don't know, but yeah, that wasn't my experience. Okay. All right. What else do we got here? All right. I wanted to share, kind of like switching topics here just really quick, but I thought this was interesting because as we're trying to do this media campaign, and yesterday, if you missed on the live stream, I'm going to have the big announcement at the end of this video. There was a big announcement, and I have an update to that announcement. So you're going to want to stick around for that. But I came across this video of this guy that does body language. And he had like done some videos on Gypsy Rose back in the day, like from a year ago. And this is the problem. I'm going to show you this and tell you why this is the problem with getting the truth out. Okay. So let me bring up this video here.
Your health situation now. How were you?
Now he's watching the interview, the ABC interview Gypsy did when she first got out. And that's Deborah Roberts, I believe. And she's asking Gypsy about her health. Okay. So let's go ahead and listen to that.
Health situation now. How were you permanently affected by all that you went through?
I did see a doctor in prison, and I'm completely healthy. Like, I have no health problems whatsoever.
In the docuseries,
fascinating. I'm completely healthy. A lot of that bobbing head again, but no shakes in there. There are no issues whatsoever. We're seeing a little bit of a pull up of the shoulder there off to the side and look off to the side. I'm a little curious. Perhaps there are some physical issues that she still deals with that.
You think? Now, all right, let's go on.
Make her feel, at least subconsciously, that she's not completely healthy, but
you think?
Medically speaking, perhaps she is. And this could be in relation to perhaps even the dry mouth that she has regularly.
Now, I want you to pay attention to what he says because he's going to repeat the narrative that isn't true. Even though he says here in his analysis, she's not being truthful, he's going to feels the need to repeat this stuff about how she had all of these procedures and stuff. And where does he get that information? From the mainstream media.
Thanks to her salivary glands being removed. And I went through and I looked and I tried to find, she had roughly 30 procedures done on.
Where does that number come from? It comes from Gypsy Rose from her Dr. Phil interview, where she said she had over 30 procedures and surgeries
on her before or within the first 2 decades of her life. And many of those were very invasive and very.
Where does he get that from? Where does he get that from? From her. There's no truth to all of them were invasive, very invasive.
Intense procedures. She had a feeding tube. Like I said, she had her salivary glands removed. She had dental issues as well, as her teeth were rotting out. And there were questions as to why that might be, not the least of which was some medications could have caused that.
There's that lie. There's that lie. These come straight from Gypsy's camp, straight from her defense team. None of this is accurate.
Myriad of medical difficulties that she underwent. According to a prison doctor, she seems to be healthy, but one.
And that's per Gypsy Rose. Now, it could have been true that the prison doctor does a physical, and based on that, he says, oh, you seem healthy, right? Now, if she did not disclose the microdeletion, so you guys know when you go to the doctor, they take what's called a history, and they say, oh, have you had any surgeries? Have you had cancer? Do you have any respiratory problems? Do you have, right? So your self-report. If you don't self-report that you have a chromosomal disorder, it's not written down. And so when the doctor does the physical, something like that is not just going to pop up. You know what I mean? It's not going to become evident just by a cursory physical that a prison doctor might do.
Has to know that that sort of trauma will stick with her for the rest of her life.
Okay, so that's the end of that. And I just wanted to show that because this is how the lies get spread. He looks up stuff in the mainstream and says, oh, here it says she had over 30 procedures. Oh, it was very invasive procedures. Oh, the prison doctor says she's 100% healthy. Do you see how that all works? That's what we're up against. That's the record that needs to be corrected. Okay, so I want to get to another clip here. So give me just 1 minute. The one clip I want to bring up now is from my live from yesterday, and it's when Lori, the dream expert, comes up to make a big announcement to our community. So here we go.
Here's the latest. I've been talking to a TV producer who works in the true crime space and who works on a major cable network. And she is interested in doing a docuseries on the real Gypsy Rose, on the truth. And here's where you guys can help. What she wants is a list of people Gypsy has done wrong or who can speak on her lies or on the facts that are wrong. So neighbors, friends, inmates, church members, people like that. So what I'm going to be doing is presenting all this to her. So if you know anyone or are able to contact anyone like this, or even if you have a great idea of who we can try to contact, I need to get all that together so that I can put it into a good pitch for her, which she will then take to the network.
That is just like amazing news. I know the chat's all right. Then I talk. You don't need to hear that. So that's the big announcement. And what I wanted to say is a little update overnight. We've had some movement in that, and that's all I can say. It's encouraging. So when we talk about people surrounding the case and stuff like that, that might have something to say, we've had some positive feedback on that. And I was so excited last night, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I can't say more because this person needs to stay anonymous for right now, but I'm just saying we've had some real positive feedback, and I'm excited. It's early days, early days. This is going to take a little while, but definitely Becca Scoops was excited last night, and that takes a lot for me to get excited. And I was like, wow, okay, I was like, wow, very, very excited, okay, about a development. So I wanted to share that with you guys because you're my people, and I want to share it with you because we're in this together. We're working on this together. And it means so much to me to be in this community and to work on this. So thank you guys for all the positive feedback, for all the encouragement. We're doing it. We're getting it done. And we'll get there. I firmly believe that we'll get there. So good news all the way around today. All right. Just one final thing before we go, just a refresher. You guys know this, most of you know this already, but remember, Gypsy has her own drawing. And this was her own drawing. She didn't realize when she drew this that I would find it in the book and I would say, wait a minute, we have a drawing of Gypsy discussing her own surgical scars. And remember, it's not 30. Okay. Now, granted, and I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. Yeah, she had multiple eye surgeries and she needed them. And she's said she needed them. I can't think of any other surgeries besides the other ones that are on here, besides the eyes, that were surgeries. Getting tubes in your ears is not a surgery. So, just a refresher, salivary glands, the feeding tube, the Nissan fundoplication, which is the laparoscopic scars right there. And those are tiny, like tiny, like tiny little scars. Okay. It's not like a big long scar. They're like 3 little scars about that big. And then the muscle biopsy. The muscle biopsy was because they knew something was wrong with her chromosomally, and muscular dystrophy is that type of a disorder. And so it was logical for them to take a muscle biopsy to see if she had muscular dystrophy. And they did it and it came back negative. Okay. So I just wanted a little refresher on this whole thing about I've had so many invasive procedures, so many 30 plus, surgeries and no. Okay. No, that didn't happen. All right, guys, that's just a little impromptu video, just a little taste of, a little update on some of the Gypsy stuff, on some of the stuff I wanted to share my own personal thoughts with you about. And I really, really appreciate you being here. I want to say congrats to all the winners from the trivia questions yesterday. Congrats to all of you. And yeah, you'll be getting your Amazon gift cards. What else? I think that is going to do it for about now. If anything comes up, for sure, I'll make a video, but yeah, we're trudging along. We're getting there, gang. We're going to do this. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Becca Scoops out.